asked yourself a few questions about the situation. So today we want to extend that conversation because indeed social media, there's always an example of everything on social media. There was a post that started to trend, posted by a young man called David Jani, I believe his name is. And it was basically a collection of text messages sent by a group of men. I think they had decided in advance to do this. So this group of men all sent text messages to their mothers, asking if their mothers would support them if they were to date single parents.
Yeah.
So this one, I'll read a few of them. This was a good evening, ma. How about dinner? And the response is perfect.
Let me actually open it so that you can do the son and I can do the mother.
Oh, good. Perfect. Okay.
That should be interesting.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Roverman Production. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm just opening. But you can start. Go ahead.
Okay. Mommy, good evening, ma. How about dinner? And then the response from the mother. Are you there yet?
No.
No? Okay. The response from the mother was... Oh, wow. How nice. Sergio Manucho himself has just passed through the studio. Always good to have Sergio. Sergio, are you a single parent? Okay. He's run away.
Okay, I have it now.
You have it. Okay. Yeah. Mommy, good evening, ma. How about dinner?
Good evening. Body day inside cloth. How are you?
I'm gentle always. Okay, mom. Quick serious question. Will you support me to marry a single mother?
Is this where I bark? Because the response was literally a dog on a leash barking. Yeah. So confusion.
Okay. So
you have to scroll down to
Mommy, how far? This is the next one, right? Mommy, how far? Will you support me if I marry a single mother?
God forbid. Next one.
All right, mom, good evening. How about dinner?
Good evening, dear. Good. How you doing now?
Everywhere good. Quick question. Would you allow me to marry a single mother?
Capital no. Why such a question?
Good evening, sweet mother. How was your day? Will you support me to marry a single mother? Please answer me.
No, it's not your position in Jesus' name.
So these are responses from different mothers.
Mothers, yeah, different every year.
The different guys ask their mothers.
Different, yeah.
So here's another one. I wanted to ask you something.
Okay, asked.
Will you allow me marry a single mother?
No. Because a lot of things is involved. One, you cannot marry the mother and not caring for the child. Two, a single mother, whether she lived with a man before giving birth to the child or not, will always be comparing her second marriage. And it is difficult to satisfy a single mother. Marrying a single mother means marrying so many battles, because where she married or gave birth to, she has by blood connected herself to the battles there.
Hey, Radhi.
And then, yeah, that's it.
So this one...
then it continues. He says, okay, ma, thanks. Then she says, I have too much to say about this.
I just wanted your view.
Okay.
Another one. Mumsy, good afternoon. Please help me to put grinded pepper and grinded crayfish inside. Oh, okay, this is some food.
Good evening,
Mumsy,
Chisom.
good evening. Would you support me if I want to marry a single mother?
Evening, Chisom. Please, is this a joke, comedy, or gimmick?
Hey.
Yeah.
So I think it is quite a representative cross-section of mothers there who are quite clearly against the idea of their sons dating single or marrying single mothers. I wonder how the mothers of single mothers feel about this. Whether they also think their daughters are undateable. But clearly, there is a lot of variation in the views of people on this. We asked a few people on the streets whether or not they would date a single parent. Let's hear some of their answers.
I do not think single parents are less attractive. Both male and female single parents are as attractive as anybody who is not a single parent. I find that there are people who are interested in single parents because they have children. I know of a situation where a gentleman got involved with a single parent, a lady with a child, because of the son of the lady, and they were working together, and life has been good. They've been married for so many years, and they have additional 3 children.
Well, I don't think single parent is less attractive because it depends on the individual. Some of the single parents, they look attractive, and sometimes you end up thinking they've never given birth before. So I think it depends on the individual.
Being attractive for me, I think, is a state of the mind, and attractive is relative, because what I will find attractive be attractive to you. I come to think of the fact that single parents are less attractive. I'll say no, because some people, both ways, men and women, if a guy is going out for a woman who has kids, his mindset is that, oh, this person, because she has kids and has taken good care of them and all that, has the maturity to deal with my kids or something. So for me, I think single parents are not less attractive. I'm a single parent, and I can tell you, people are at my doorstep and I am stepping them down.
My response to this would be that I personally do not think that single parents are less attractive. If for anything at all, I consider them actually attractive because they have some experience in parenting. They have experiences in being responsible for a child, and that is a skill you don't get by the roadside. Everybody will function better with a partner who has some level of experience that you may not necessarily have, and that combination is such a blessing. And so I think that to say that single parents are less attractive is flawed.
No, single parents are not less attractive to men. Because if you are a single parent and you are hardworking, you are approachable, you respect men, there's no you become less attractive to men. So single parent is not less attractive to men.
It's Friday!
Just seems, yeah. So it seems as if, at least for those we spoke to on the streets, majority of them tend to take the position that there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with dating a single parent. On social media, we had very different responses. Let me read a few of them.
Okay.
So I put up the post asking the same question, and this one says, could you considering whether to marry a single parent is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. This one says, I have only one child and I look like a sack of maize. My landlady has 5 children and you wouldn't believe it even if she told you. Kojo, you Ankasa, you have a son and you ask okay, all right, thank you.
We want to hear. You ask what? As where?
It's fine. But
I
it
think
wasn't
if
a
it's on
sack of
social
maize.
media, let me find it.
Oh, stop
I
it.
think we should let this one go.
Yes,
No, we're
it's
not
gone.
letting it go. We want to know.
Mame Boama says, I wouldn't want a man with a kid. I don't care about the kid, but I care about the fact that he can still be having a thing with his baby mama and be sleeping with her behind my back. It goes both ways. And then there's this one, which is quite long. It says, as a man, I would refer to single mothers. For starters, a single mother and her child are a package deal. You must accept her and her child. While this could work, it is quite challenging, especially if the child's biological father is still in the picture. You would always be reminded that you are not the child's father. If the biological father is not in the picture, it is still challenging to be a father to the child. You are either seen as too hard on the child or uncaring towards the child because you are not the father. Even in your own home, you could be an outsider. In some cases, you might end up building a bond with the child, and then unfortunately, the marriage ends. You miss the child, but will have no rights to him or her because you are not the father. Now, there have been instances where it worked out, but not without challenges. In my opinion, it's just simpler when a man and woman are freshers in the parent department. Lots of views along these lines. And you can go read a few of them for yourself on my Facebook page. Oh, this is a real life experience. He says, a friend of mine married a lady with a child. She described the baby daddy as irresponsible, and an irresponsible father who abandoned her and her child. My friend married her, took a fatherly responsibility of the child. Unbeknownst to my guy, this lady has been taking school fees and feeding fees from the ex and using it on herself, while my friend kept paying the child's school fees. He later got to know, and it led to a breakup. So look, I don't think it's without issues. I don't think it's without problems. But you guys started the conversation in Imwa on Strong and Sassy. I'm dying to hear your views on this.
So when we started the conversation, Kojo, when I found this Facebook post and we started, I thought it was quite black and white. You know, single parents, what's the big deal? It's just, you know, another relationship. But as we've had more conversations, I'm kind of realizing just how multidimensional it is and the different variables that have to come together for it to work. It's definitely on a certain level easier to just be with somebody who doesn't have children. That kind of drama is limited. But then there's also a certain reward with being with somebody who has children. So for me, it's very nuanced. It's very individual couple, you know. But one of the biggest questions is, what role is the child's other parents playing in their lives? Because I find that also directly impacts the current relationship. So if you have a baby daddy who is responsible, so let me use myself as an example. My ex-husband is very responsible. There's no void in my children's lives in terms of a father because he fills it. He outfills it, actually. So they've never had a need to have somebody else, you know, come into that role. We have our private lives. There's no interference. There's no, you know, boundaries that are being crossed. So it's easy. And it's a mature space. So if you come into my life, there's no threat of him. You probably end up liking him and being his friend, actually. But there's no threat. And so it's easier. So obviously you'll have to deal with the dynamics of the children. Now, when you're taking on children, there's two things. It's either you're coming into their lives to play the role of a parent, or you're coming into their lives to play the role of a sort of auntie or uncle or friend. So it's quite exciting. If you come into my life, then you're coming to form a relationship with my children that's not quite a fatherly role, because their dad is there, but you have the chance to make some real impact, to enjoy them, to contribute to their lives in some form. But then I get that there are also situations where you're actually coming in to be a father or to be a mother. And how amazing is that, though, Kojo, that you have the chance to impact a child's life, a child who otherwise may not have had a dad or have had a mom. So it's very nuanced, but there's also a lot of nonsense around the single parenthood. There's the still eating of the baby mama or the baby daddy. There's the collecting of money, collecting here. There's the hovering and the lack of boundaries. So I think that every case is very individual. And when you're going into it, you should have your mind opened, have the hard conversations, understand the dynamics between the mother, the children, the children's father or mother. And then you can kind of decide, watch out for red flags. I think one of my biggest fears, if I was dating somebody who had children, would be the relationship that he has with the baby mama. I would be concerned if she was maybe still single, if she still had feelings for him. Is she gonna be calling him up in the middle of the night and saying, oh, you know, our daughter is sick, you know, so can you come over? And when he goes, is the child really sick? Or is she meeting him at the door in, you know, some sexy lingerie and high heels, and he's half awake, half asleep, and, you know, she's rubbing his head, and then boom, by the time you realize, here's another baby, you know, it was a mistake. You know, so there's always that fear. But I think that it's important when you're going into it to really understand the dynamics of the parents. I don't think there's anybody who comes into my life who has a fear about my ex-husband, because the lines are very clearly drawn, and I never give the impression of any improper conversations. But some of the conversations that some men have with their baby mamas or some women have with their baby daddies are very inappropriate. And the thing about Ghana is that we are not very black and white on inappropriateness. You know, so it's like the baby mama is maybe feeding the baby and like, oh, you know, those boobs still look really good. You know, there's a certain family. So now you're continuing. I mean, like, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? So it's
I'm wondering, is it more of an issue to date a single mother or to date a single father?
I think the men will say it's more of an issue today than the,
I
than the
realize,
women will say that.
but actually, the more you think about it, which one has more of a potential for drama, right?
Definitely dating a single father.
Because there is a
The baby mama drama. Yeah.
Right? But in the discussions, it looks as if dating a single mother is what is being raised as more of an issue. Because, I don't know, maybe because the children come from the mother?
Yeah. I think so. There's also the issue of value. You don't really see the value of a man being questioned when he has a lot of children. In fact, our society actually applauds men who have a lot of children because it means, oh, you are not shooting blanks. Yeah, Charlie, you dare, you get power. A woman who has a lot of children with different men is promiscuous, is a prostitute. So already there's a certain sort of reward system inherent for men who have more children. So if you have children and you're looking after them, I mean, what's the issue? But if you're a woman, it means that, you know, your vajayjay has dilated, it's been used, your uterus has been explored, you know, with children. There's all of that. Your boobs have been sacked and gravity has affected them.
Do you guys think that, difference in value, for a man who has children and a woman who has children, do you think it is unfair?
Oh yeah, totally. Personally, that's how I feel. Listen, I've been going through this article which is given reasons why men don't want to date single.
Oh, that should be
moms.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And they list
where is it? Where are the people? Africa, Ghana, Nigeria? What's the
I think
cultural context?
Okay, no, I didn't check that.
Okay.
I want to believe this is global. So one is, so he was raised in a broken family himself and doesn't want to repeat the past.
Right.
Okay.
There's another reason which says he doesn't want to be expected to be a parental figure at the start of the relationship.
Okay.
Then he doesn't want to be involved in drama with the ex and his family, and I think you've talked about that. He doesn't want to be cheated on, and I found this rather interesting. But that's also something that you've mentioned, Inimwa, because it says there's a likelihood that a woman like that, especially when the children are young, would quickly go back to the ex and dump you, the present guy.
Okay.
So there's that opportunity. And then he has other options than to date a single man.
Okay.
Apparently, men try to find women to date with the least baggage. I mean, that's like the whole idea that I got from reading the article. So if you have children, then you're considered as somebody who has some sort of baggage. So why would you want to start life with excess baggage when really you can start from a clean sheet, if you like? And then there's also, he doesn't want to risk becoming emotionally attached to the kids.
Okay.
And I found this rather very important because some people would say, listen, you can raise the child would see you as a father, but someday they would definitely go looking for their real father. And some people don't want to get themselves involved in that, because how would I feel if the child now grows up and wants to look for his or her own father? Where would that leave me?
It would leave you as somebody who played the father figure who was not the father. I think it comes down to the story of King Solomon and the two children. If the child is really yours, then give it away.
There was only one child in
if
that
it's
story.
one child. And if the child is not, then let's cut it in two. If you play the role of a father figure for somebody, I don't think that means you should have the expectation that yearning for their biological parents will go away. And if I were a single the parent in that situation, I would encourage, actually, let's look for your dad, or let's go and meet your dad. It's a void that you have to understand that you can't fill. You're privileged to have stepped in and made an impact, but why would there be a certain sort of competition? I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
interested in the question of
Get
value,
you.
and that's really what started this whole conversation, the question of value. And I'm very interested in what you guys think about that, Churchill, because Mama V says she thinks it's unfair that men who have children are not seen as used goods, but women who have children are seen as used goods. I think maybe part of it goes back to the fact that getting sex is a difficult endeavor for a man compared to a woman. So you don't get.
Would disagree.
Yeah, well, no, absolutely. I think I don't think we'll find enough women to disagree. It is much easier for a woman to get sex than it is for a man to get sex. So you don't get praise for doing something easy. That's why men seem to get praise for having multiple partners or having multiple children, because it is seen by society as you worked to achieve it,
yeah.
right?
Okay, I
but
see what you mean.
they don't think women work to achieve sex. Also, look, inherently, men they value purity. Why? I don't know, but men value it. So anything that suggests an absence of purity suggests a reduction in value, fairly or unfairly. Churchill.
Very unfair.
Have you heard of some women saying, "Hey, if you're a wopa"? Have you heard that before?
No.
Yeah, I have.
You have. Have you heard some say, "Oh, my grandmother had 10 children. My mother had 8 children, so I probably should have 4 children." I mean, look,
Reducing value.
yeah, you can. Look, I think that you probably may have heard in some parts of the country, particularly in the Akan areas, that brothers have even gone for their sisters from marriages because they say, "Oh, now they know back up. What point am I trying to make?" Really, I mean, look, the point is that today I have come across several families where the women have children with 2, 3, 4, 5 men. There's nothing wrong with it. The women are still the same. They are loved by their family. Men still go to them.
But how does society see it?
Society doesn't see anything wrong with it.
Which society is this?
Because you see, sometimes when we are in cosmopolitan societies, we see a lot of things differently. Just go down there. Just go down there to the areas that practice strict matrilineal inheritance. You would appreciate things differently. Over there, the whole thing is, okay, so this woman had a son with this man. The man went, another man came, had a child, married her, they had 2 children. The marriage didn't work. She married again. And that's the end of it. I have friends who actually tell me, oh, when my mother was pregnant with me, she left my father. I haven't seen my father. There's nothing wrong with it for them. Because after all, it's a matrilineal society and the uncles were at hand to help the family. The point I'm trying to make is that, look, we may say it differently. And so in some of these societies, it doesn't really matter whether you have a child or you don't have a child. I'll give you a typical example. And I mean, I know a very famous man in this country whose father was married to a woman. Now, the man was married to a woman and he traveled outside the country. He traveled outside the country after 1 child. The lady's family said, hey, enough. You've been away for 3 years. Our sister must have a lot of children. We'll marry off to another man. And that was the end of it. They didn't have a problem. And that lady didn't have a problem finding a husband. My auntie had 10 children. The 10 children, she had the first 5, I think, with 1 man. Had 1 with another man, had 2 with another man. Then she had children with 4 men. It didn't make a less of it. I mean, a woman. Okay. Whenever I went to my village, I didn't hear anybody call her Jantrani. I mean, as we would say in typical Wasa language. So that's there. So I would say that, yes, a lot of men would love the fact that, because, growing up we had conversations about being an ancestor, and an ancestor means you must have a lot of children. Those things were taught in cultural studies and life skills and all of that. So people are growing up and they think, I need to have a lot of children here and there. That's it. That's because they can afford. That's because they can afford. And also in our cosmopolitan environment, today a lot of us are focused on our own children. And that's where the difference is. So I would say I can take care of lots of children. So I probably would say 1, 2, 3, I'm okay. But the point really is, and you made a point about how the separation happened. Now, if the separation happens such that both parties understand, and a lot of the time, see, when you're going for, this is where sometimes the issue is, because when you're going to marry a single father, the likelihood that a child stays with him is very minimal. The child is with the mother, probably may come for a weekend. Or sometimes the child could just be with the mother. He passes by to go and visit. So when you're a man who marries a single mother, the likelihood of seeing the father of the child is high because he comes over. But if you're a woman and you're married to a man, the likelihood of seeing the mother is very low. Because there are some instances, the only time the father is, if it's a very responsible person who's not very controversial, the only time, and if the woman is also not controversial, some men are very controversial, they make life very unbearable for you.
Yeah.
So if they both understand, the only time you would hear is, Junior needs this, or, Kwame may need this, or Fifi or Kofi may need this. That's the kind of situation you may find yourself in. But if you marry, say a woman who has a child, and the father maybe wanted to marry the woman refused because of his previous actions. There are some men who say, I'm not responsible. Then the woman goes through all the problems, gives birth. Then nature has a nice way of exposing men who deny responsibility. Once the child is born, nobody says you are the father. You see that this one day I am the father. Now you are ashamed. So you come back, I want to marry. The one says I won't marry you because you disgraced me. Go. That man may be coming over and over just to try and make peace with the woman sometimes. He still thinks that bond that they share could finally get them to settle again. There are people in this world who still think that irrespective of being married, I can still get you out of your marriage and then marry you again. So those ones are there. But having said all of these things, to be very honest with you, once the two parties agree, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, in the end, it'll always boil down to the two parties. I suppose this discussion is important because of the decisions we make before we become one of the two parties. The decisions we make that will prevent someone from ever becoming one of the two parties because they've decided in their heads that it's just not something they want to do. I remember there was somebody I was talking to, and I had no plans of marrying or having children with this person. But out of the blue one day, she said, one of the things that worries me about you, Kojo, is that you already have a child. And I said, okay, what's the problem? She said, because I had always hoped that when I have my first child, it would be a first shared experience between myself and my husband. That it would be my first experience of having a child and his as well.
Right.
And I said, why do you need it to be his?
Be a first,
How do you get fulfillment from the fact that it's his first time? I didn't really get an explanation. I didn't push because I didn't want it to look like
you're having a serious discussion.
So
but you'll
left
bond
it there.
anyways, though. I mean, even if it's not his first child, you still bond. And then you have a man who has experience.
But
so
anyway,
helps you out.
I didn't want to sell myself to her.
No, you didn't.
First time experience with the man at the same time.
With somebody who had, No, fair enough. Where did the born one thing come from? The born one, born
the expression
two
born one, born
But
two.
do they call you born one?
Me?
They don't call men born anything.
See, that's
well, not to my face, but I'm sure it would. I don't.
We don't say
no,
that
we
to
don't
men.
say that
We
about
never
men. You
describe
never
men.
hear it. It's always
No.
about she's born two, and
Interesting.
it's said very derogatorily. She's born two, born three, born four.
When you sit with men, the things they say a lot of things. So is it when you're with women, the things they say too.
We don't say a lot of things that
Oh,
don't
well.
make sense like that.
So because most of
I
the
think-
time, anyway, I'll tell you.
Most of the time what?
I
Most of
think
the time
that-
what?
I
I'll tell
think
you
the
something
thing that
later.
has really highlighted itself in the conversation we're having is the question of value. And I like the fact that Winston has like an alternative view of it. That look, value is assigned. First of all, it should be assigned by you yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, society assigns a value to you. But it's not always the same in all situations. When we come back, we'll open the lines because we have to hear from you. We have to hear your experiences. We have to hear your opinions on this one, particularly your experiences, though. If you've dated or married, a person who has
And
children,
why you wouldn't?
or yes, or
wanna
if you
hear
yourself
that.
are, a person with children dating someone without children, we want to know your experiences. And if you are someone who would never do so, we want to know why when we come back.
Imagine running a business with 24/7 dedicated internet as well as calls to both local and international corporate clients at very affordable prices. Whatever your objectives, Airtel Tigo Business can help you through services like FlexiNet mobile broadband among others. Call us at 0577 555 000 or email us at business@airteltigo.com.gh. Airtel Tigo Business, your total business solutions provider.
Are you a consistent Tier 3 pension contributor? If yes, Aiko. CitiSpay is rewarding you for the good habits. Access a loan within 24 hours at just 2.5% monthly. Visit our website www.citispay.com.gh and choose what is right for you. Call us on 0595 738121. CitiSpay. We leave no one behind.
Imagine say water wake up at dawn. E no bath, e no chop, Where it vanish for your area for 2 weeks. You not get one drop safe inside your tank.
Hey.
Hajia, our life was in dangerous. Only our neighbor gets water with water tank.
Water tank?
Yes, water tank. Mamma mia, that water tank gets meter for checking water level. That water tank be fine past Kumasi Selenium. That water tank be tough like Ghana Army. That water tank, they carry water pepe. So say some no go left inside the supply tank. What a tank! That's my boss, Mr. Poncho go talk.
Beautiful, durable, with water level indicator and accurate volume of water. Water tank. What a tank! By Duraplast.
She's so close to the boss, they whisper. The PA is so lucky, they think. It's only 9 a.m. and you've already gone through 3 meetings, 12 phone calls, and a low-calorie breakfast. You only survive each week thanks to speed lunches and power naps. It makes you wonder, how many steps have I taken up the corporate ladder? But you've got this. Wake up your vim with Lucozade. Because with Lucozade, you always make it through. Lucozade, restore your energy. This advert is FDA approved.
We shouldn't have gone to that party.
Masa, my head is killing me. Is that your stomach?
Yes.
What did you eat?
I don't know. Get rid of your gastric problems with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 gives you quick, effective relief from nausea, indigestion, heartburns, hangovers, and hyperacidity. And with different fruity flavors such as orange and lemon, it's a pretty tasty way to end an uncomfortable situation. Number 10 liver salt from Ernest Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
This advert has been vetted and approved by FDA.
Bet365 is now officially available in Ghana. When you place a pre-match multi-bet on football, you go get bonus up to 70% to your winnings if your bet is successful. You can choose from markets like full-time results and both teams to score, from selected competitions including the Premier League, Champions League, and much more. Get this great offer when you visit the official site at bet365.com.gh. Over 18s only. Terms and conditions apply. Please gamble responsibly.
Give me the drums. Give me the bass.
Now, hit it!
Celebration!
GH Music's biggest night is here. Happening live Saturday 6th May at the Grand Arena. A night of glitz and glamour. Show-stopping performances, plus all the drama that comes out with Who Wins What. Performing live, Sarkodie, Black Sherif, Jackie, PSA Esther, Medical, Last Minute, Episode, Oforian Ponsa, Kim Promise. Limited tickets are out for 500 Ghana cedis and 700 Ghana cedis VIP on star 713 star 33 star 24 hash. And also at Nalam Stores, Accra Mall, and Charterhouse. For VVIP, call 050-1288-520. The 24th VGMAs is powered by Charterhouse and sponsored by TV3, KPMG, Yango, our media partners, and Vodafone.
Our music lives.
Wow! Kofi, is that your new car? It's very stylish.
Yes, it's the Volkswagen Polo Sedan with over 600,000 sold worldwide and now available in Ghana. It comes with a 1.6-liter automatic petrol engine and 105 horsepower. It is well equipped with a durable design, reliable safety features, and built with German quality standard. Linda, this car is value for money. It even comes with a 3-year, 120,000-kilometer warranty. It gives me great driving pleasure every day.
That's impressive. I would like to own one too.
Well, contact Universal Motors Limited on 0544 338 804 to own yours now.
It's Friday!
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy.
The conversation is conversationing all across social media. All of your tweets and thoughts and texts and all of them are coming through, and we're going to share as many of them as we can. We're going to open the phone lines as well and hear from you. So many views coming in. George Sapong, lawyer George Sapong says, Kojo, this your theory of achievement is dubious. Well, agree to disagree. But listen, keep your texts coming through. We're going to share a bunch of them and open the phone lines in just a moment. But first, we know that life is go, 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 and that it's hard to make time for the things that really count. So Absa will not let banking get in your way. That's why with their digital channels, you can bank when, where, and how you want, so that you can focus on what or who is important to you. Banking has never been this easy. You can now transfer funds into your savings account. You can pay your old school union dues and your DSTV subscription and so much more with a click on your phone. So get things done simply with Absa's digital channels. That's Africanacity, that's Absa. Terms and conditions apply. Go to absa.com.gh for further details.
And according to Abraham Maslow, a home is a basic need, and the COVID-19 pandemic made this statement truer than ever. Now, owning a home in a serene strategic neighborhood should not be a luxury but a necessity, and at JL Properties, we make that dream a reality. JL Properties has been building homes for more than a decade. Enjoy the ease of owning a fully complete home or choose from our off-plan packages. And at JL Properties, you can make internal adjustments to your home while it is still being built. A home from JL Properties means peace of mind and value for your money. Make your home with us today. Visit jlpropertiesgh.com or call JL Properties on these numbers: 050-954-2973 or 0302-449-037. JL Properties, the city's favorite developer.
Now, this is some really exciting news. Don Marcus Travel and Tours, in partnership with Akwabi Ashite Travel and Tours in Norway, is organizing an exciting summer trip to Oslo, Norway, from the 17th to the 25th of June this year. So the tour package includes visa, return air tickets, ground transport, airport transfers, accommodation for 9 days, breakfast, lunch, dinner, sightseeing entry fees, and complimentary travel insurance. Typical Norwegian nightlife in Oslo. That sounds really good. If you're interested, please call Don Marcus Travel and Tours on 024-904-5442 or 020-293-0863. Send an email to donmarcustravels@gmail.com. And mind you, the Marcus is K, so it's Don Mark, like K is Travels. Yeah. Tourists in Europe or other parts of the world should contact Akwabi Ashite Travel and Tours on +47 455 36081 or send an email to akwabiashite@yahoo.com.
So are you a die-hard football fan who can't get enough of the beautiful game? Then you need to stay in the game with DSTV. With all the top leagues and tournaments from around the world, including the UEFA Champions League, the Premier League and La Liga Santander, you won't miss a single moment of the action. Watch the best players in the world like Marcus Rashford, Karim Benzema, Saka, and Osimhen. Osimhen battle it out on the field. Remember, the only football worth watching is on DSTV, so don't miss out on the excitement and stay in the game with DSTV. Get your DSTV decoder with 1 month compact subscription for only 269 Ghana cedis, or stay connected on *759# to enjoy it all. DSTV, it's your moment.
All right, well, it's your moment to call us. 0302-216-541 or 055-1111-997.
It's the WhatsApp line.
No, it's also
it's also calls. Open now.
Yes,
wow!
It's also for calls. Yeah. Do you know, one of the things I picked up from your conversation on Wednesday night was that maybe the view of most women is that a single mother loses value.
Okay, let me tell you something that happened to me a few years ago. I was having a conversation with a group of guys, and it was joking, and a couple of them made the comment that if I ever married again, the person who's coming to marry me should bring 1/3 of the bride price because they're not getting a brand new package deal.
Wow.
So, you know, we may say it lightly, and we may say it like, oh, you know, women have these views of themselves. But when you hear it enough, you subconsciously start to ask yourself, why am I seen this way? And you may never say it, but it's a underlying thing. And I told you about the number of times that people that I've been dated have been asked, why don't you get somebody younger? Why don't you get somebody who is tear-rubber? Why do you want somebody with children? Why do you want... There's always a certain sort of negative connotation that has to be fought through, whether we like it or not. And the reason why I'm passionate about it is because I know how I felt in that moment. And it's something I had to work through. I'm very confident. I think any man who has me has won like the Euro million, whatever, forever.
As far as we know, only one man in the world disagrees.
Very funny. But you see what I mean. So it's there, Kojo. It's there, and it's something that women have to fight through.
Kojo is in New Achimota. Hi, Kojo. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Not bad at all. Thanks for calling us.
Okay. You see, me, I have 5 children with one woman.
Right. Okay.
But unfortunately, the marriage is no more.
Okay.
And I find a single mother with 3 children. And I love this woman so much, preparing to marry.
Right.
Even asking her to give me another one for me and she. So it depends. And this woman is so good, and so even I love her so much. So as for everybody with what you want.
Let me ask you, Kojo, how does your new Mrs. feel about the fact that you had 5 children? I'm asking you, how did your new Mrs. feel when you met about the fact that you have 5 children? Yes. How did she feel?
The new woman.
Yes.
The single woman.
Yes.
She doesn't have much problem because even my children are grown.
Okay.
Some of them finish university, and they are working. So the last one is 12 to 13 years now.
Oh, that's an interesting story.
So she doesn't have any much. So they are on their own. So they are not involved too much.
Okay.
Maybe after we marry, maybe then the much involvement will come. So she doesn't have much problem with that.
Wonderful.
And she's having the 2 children with her, and one is with the senior one is with her daddy.
Okay. Kojo, thank you so much for sharing that story with us. We really appreciate that. And it highlights the other issue of 2 single parents coming together.
That's what Winston said on Wednesday. Winston that he's doing pan that he's gotten up. Wednesday, when I was coming to do the show and he came, he said that why don't you people stick together then? If you're a single father, look for a single mother. He's coming to defend himself.
Group like terms together, like Bodmas. Okay, listen, you can call us to 0302 216 541 055 1111 997. Bright is in Ashaman. Hi, Bright. Good morning.
Hi, Kojo. Good morning. How are you?
Not bad at all. Do you have a personal experience of this?
Yes, Kojo. I have.
Tell us.
On my side, I was married before. I have a kid, and my wife passed on.
Oh, sorry about that. Condolences.
So, at a point, I decided not to marry again because any lady I met, and I told the lady that I have a child, they put them off.
Wow.
They don't want to continue their relationship. But God being so good, I am married now with a kid. I find a lady who understands me and accepts me. So I don't think having a child or a lady having a child is not attractive, or a man having a child is not attractive. You need to understand yourself. You need to believe in you. A lady having a child is not her fault. So many things goes into it. Maybe the husband passed on. Maybe it's a rape. Anything at all. So if you love the person, I don't see why that lady having a child to be a stumbling block between the two of you. In my case, my mom accept the lady, and the lady's parents will accept me. And my wife took my son as his son. My son is 15 years now. It's in Achimota. And they click as if is the real mom. Yes, that's my story.
That's a lovely story.
I don't think ladies having a child will know they are not well to be dated again. I don't think so.
Thank you, Bright. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's go to South Tessano. Got to say, my first time hearing of South Tessano, but that's where Michael is. Michael, which part of Tessano is the south?
The south.
Towards the industrial area side.
North Kaneshi.
No, we are not at North Kaneshi.
No,
we are far from North Kaneshi.
Toward the industrial area.
Going towards. So
okay.
Towards the industrial area.
Doesn't mean the industrial area.
No, it's South Tessano.
South
Michael,
Tessano.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, talk to us.
My issue has to be with the ladies. You see, I had a situation where I met a lady. We were dating, things were going well. Then all of a sudden, I realized she was pregnant, not for me.
Hey.
So
obviously
later,
things weren't going
she had a child. I was willing to go ahead, even though she had a child from another person. So later, when I inquired and I realized that it was circumstances that led to it, we didn't really have a relationship. But before then, I had vowed not to settle for that because I believe that a woman doesn't just go about messing up. Before they can get to a stage of having a child with you, then it's based on love. So how can you love another and love me as well? That's where my question is. With a man, when a man tells a woman, I love you, it could be for so many other reasons. It could be just because of your dress, your color of hair or makeup. He finds you attractive. But with a woman, when they settle on you, they have settled because it's based on an in-depth thing that is inside them, not just outward. So when a woman is able to confess to a man that she loves him, then it's real. So how can you have a child to that extent, loving another, and come later after some few issues that you couldn't settle, and be able to love me as well? And as we always say, the first cut is the deepest. The first cut is the deepest. I don't think I will fit in there. That's why some of us see it that way.
Yeah,
that's my view.
So, Michael, are you saying you don't think your woman loves you?
Oh, the one I am with right now.
Oh, okay. So you are not with her anymore.
No, we couldn't work it out because at a point she referred me to that statement I made some time ago before meeting her.
Right.
So I realized that actually it was inborn. I couldn't just let it go. It was a principle. I couldn't just wake up one morning and let it wash away.
I see. Michael,
but
thank you.
She's all the same good. I mean, she has progressed. We are still friends. She's married now.
Okay. Michael, thank you so much for sharing that real life experience with us. Let's go to Adabraka. Hi, Stephen.
Could you, how are you?
Not bad at all. Good to have you on the show, Stephen.
Yeah, interesting discussion. My regards to Mama B. I think what really makes marriage much important or much lasting is respect and understanding. One having children or not necessarily doesn't matter. Because, this age and era, we see people who marry at their older ages. And obviously, they might not be marrying younger folks. Assuming you're about 45 getting to 50, you're looking at somebody who's probably in their late 30s or early 40s, right? Now, most ladies you see around those ages already have kids or have a kid. Would you say because it has a kid or she has kids, you don't want to marry the person?
Right.
But, I don't think that really matters. Both people, both sides have to understand themselves, respect themselves, and everything will be fine.
Love that, Stephen. Thank you for sharing. We've got our first lady on the line, Belinda from Dansoman. Belinda, good morning.
Good morning, Kojo. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for calling us.
Okay, so my contribution to the discussion at hand. For me, I'm a single mother. Fortunately for me, I also got married to a single father. And we do not have both the other parents involved in the lives of the children. So it becomes actually easier to take the other as your own.
Is it by choice that you both don't have the other parents involved?
It is not by choice. It's just that that was how that's what it is. My baby father never got involved after childbirth.
Okay.
His baby mother also abandoned the child.
I see.
After childbirth.
I see.
And he got to stay with the mommy. So we both don't have both baby mama and baby father in the relationship.
Okay.
So we have taken them as our own and given birth to another.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow.
So it's possible. It's possible to have.
Do you think it's easy? You think it's easier because both of you are were single parents? Would it have been difficult if only one of you was a single parent?
Yes, sometimes it's woe because of the perception of I don't have a child and your child is disturbing me. But since we all have, we have brought them together as one.
Yeah.
We have a big family.
Thank you, Belinda. That sounds beautiful. Let's go to Japan. Hi, Francis.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
I think this issue needs to be discussed in a frank manner. You see, if the relationship starts with frankness, openness from both sides, in most cases it works. But if there is dubious hiding and seek and hide and seek to start with, therefore, for it to succeed, because both of them are seen and heard to succeed. But if it will succeed, there is the need to do some sort of investigation, both sides, to know what actually happened to the single mother or single father side before both of you come together. If that is not done and realization comes later, which is not favorable to either of you, it becomes a problem.
So if you were doing this investigation, what sort of things will you be looking out for?
Yes, what actually caused the separation. Sometimes some singleness comes out through accident, actually. So that one, it might not be the cause of the woman. It happened maybe accidentally. So it's the person might have gained some experience. But if it happens that she was with somebody and they're battling, they're fighting, and cracking, and then the separation came, then that attitude cannot be changed.
Right.
It will be carried into the other marriage. So it needs to, some sort of outside investigation. That's why families involved to start with may be necessary.
Interesting. Thank you, Francis. All right. Big salute to all of you who are listening to us in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM. We love you very much. Thanks for choosing us. And of course, that includes Kofi in Kumasi. Hi, Kofi. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kojus.
Oh, handsome Kofi.
Handsome Kojus. Welcome to Aniwa.
Thank you.
It's been a while since I heard her voice. And good morning to Amadi. Kojo, when you are a single father or a single parent and you meet a single woman and you love her and the woman too loves you, you don't think of anything else than the love you have for each other and the understanding and everything. But the man, is the man or the woman, either of them, will have problems when one of the children of either side start to behave like a stubborn child. That is where problem will arise, especially when the children are of age, they are grown. When they are kids, they will easily call you daddy, daddy, daddy. But when the children, one of them or two of them, at the age of, say, 18, 19, 20 and above, the person will not respect you as a father. Sometimes the behavior that the person will put as if you are not the father, and so you don't deserve to have any affair with the mother. And it pains. No matter how hard you try to, do something for this child to appreciate and understand that she has no control over the mother in terms of relationship. She will not care about any of this, but will misbehave and cause trouble for two of you, even though you love yourselves. But this stubborn child will always do something that will, cause harm to your relationship. So, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
Unless you are lucky and you get children who are understanding, then your relationship will be nice.
Thank you so much for sharing your perspective there. Let's come a bit closer to home. Philip is in Klagon. Hi, Philip. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning, Kojo.
Yeah. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. All right, Kojo. Yes, I'm Philip. I've been through this experience, but then it depends what we want. I lost my wife 3 years ago.
Oh, sorry.
I have 4 strong boys.
4
and then
strong
when the
boys.
unfortunate happened, I was like, who am I going to get to help me take care of these boys? Because the younger one was just about 3 years when the unfortunate happened.
Yeah.
But you see, the experience is in this way. It depends what you want as human being. But me, my first advice to the single parents or those who are not married yet is, if you are single, please try to marry to somebody who is single. Then you build a home together. It brings joy. It brings understanding. But then when you're a single father or a single mother, try to get somebody who is also single. Because it's a package from both sides. Because to take care of somebody, son or a daughter, the mother or the father, it's a package. And it has to come with a very big sacrifice. If not, every day there will be problem. But mine, fortunately for me, I met a lady that happens to be my classmate from GSS, and then when the unfortunate happened, she's also single. She has 2 boys. I have 4, making 6. But then hers are living with their father in the village, and then we are in Accra. So, but then so far so good. Every morning I salute her because she's taking care of my 4 boys, and then I also have hers too at my heart. So always I keep reminding her, let's do this for them, let's support them, let's do this, so that tomorrow they will not say you are irresponsible mother. Meanwhile, the fault wasn't from her for the breakup. So it depends where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But being a single, having a child, it's not a bad thing. It depends on the situation. Nobody will get a good thing and then abandon it and be looking for anything else.
Yeah, I think I get your point, Philip. Very well made. Thank you so much for sharing. Selom is in Jamestown. Hi, Selom. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm good. I had experience. I have experienced it. I got married to my woman where she has already had 1 child. When I got into the marriage, the in-laws didn't even want me to say anything concerning my stepson.
Oh.
They don't even want him to stay with us. So I also didn't mind. We had 3 children now.
Right.
But school fees and all those things, they will, my wife will ask me, and I have to pay. When it's occasions like Christmas and all those things, I take the child, buy things for the child as I do for my children. But the thing is that of it is that they don't even the child doesn't see you as a parent to him. And as at now, he completed secondary school and he has put on dreadlocks. Nobody can talk about it. It's as if it was his own. Now the father also died during all this period. The father died.
Oh.
Now it's only the family members that are there. So getting into this thing, I am not sure it is bad. Me, it's a sign to me if I'm dating a single parent. I know you have given birth before. You can give birth again. That's assuring to me. I have no this thing whether you are having whether the child was so I don't have that mind. But if we stay together and you give me that respect as a husband and I also love you, there's nothing wrong about it. But if along the way things don't want to move the other way, the best thing is to move out. Oh, nobody except that of love. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you for calling us, Selom. Let's go back to Kumasi. Here's Nana Kweku. Nana Kweku, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Not bad at all. Thanks for tuning into Love FM and thanks for calling us. So, yeah, where do you stand on this one?
Having and being a single parent and then marrying and getting married to someone who is a single parent shouldn't be a problem at all. If you are one, matured in mind, two, you have love for humanity. Because if you don't have a child, you can go in and adopt. So if you can go in and adopt, why can't you take your partner's child as your own? Because probably wherever you want to adopt. But if here's a situation, there's someone that you're living, laying on the same bed with, having a child. So just put it at the back of your mind. You are just adopting the child, and then you have love for humanity. You can take care of that child and bring that child up. Probably who will come and love you much better than your own offspring. That's probably the child you give birth in your matrimonial home. It's just about your love for humanity that you can take care of the child. Because look, I'm coming from a broken home. Yes, I have children. Yes, but when I got married to someone who had a child. I also had my child. We lived together. No problem, because I love kids. That's what I'm saying. If you have your love for humanity and love for kids, have love. I mean, it shouldn't be a bother at all.
But
and
what if the child's father is still in the picture and is
Let me give you a
responsible for
personal
the
story.
child?
Before my wife's child came to live with me, I had to speak to my rival. We both spoke one-on-one, spoke as adults for the benefit of the child, more or less being co-parenting to the child, and then the child came to live with me. The father was able to sometimes call on my phone, and I didn't give the phone to the child. The father speaks to me, because if you are both matured in mind, not necessarily that you're going to speak to your child in ill way, ill-advise your child to become a problem to your home. Because if you do that, remember you're also going to get married, and then if you're going to get married, you've already polluted your child, so your child may come back to your house, to come and harm your new wife or husband that is going in to marry, because you've already polluted the child about being a bad person. So it's all about loving children and being an adult. I mean, matured in mind.
I think maturity is key, and I agree with you on that, Nana Kweku. Yeah, all right. Kelvin is in Osu. Hi, Kelvin. Good morning.
Kojo, how are you?
Not bad at all. It's good to hear from you, my brother.
Good. This is an interesting program, eh?
Yeah.
Kojo, my father died when I was about 10 years old, okay?
Right.
And I remember seeing my mom dating a man after that, I think about 3 or 4 years later. Then one day I was, sacked from school for school fees. I came and told my mom about it. My mom said I shouldn't worry, but the next day he was going to ask my, how do I say, supposed stepfather or whatever for the fee. This man came home that evening, and I remember very well my mom and him got into an exchange over this school fees matter. But, because I was around, they couldn't do it for me to see. I mean, like they were trying to hide it away from me. But the next morning when I was about to go to school, I heard my mom asking this man, what about the school fees I told you about? And to my hearing, the man was asking my mother, is he my child for me to bother me with school fees like that? Wow. That statement has really been so distant to me to date.
that I never want to even experience anybody even telling me something like that, like to date somebody who has a child. Because I just got to know that when you go out or you marry somebody with a child, no matter what, you don't have that kind of love that you have for the child, like the way you have for your biological children. Because that man, henceforth, after that thing I had, I hated him, and I did everything that I could do to make sure the relationship between that man and my mother did not survive.
Did you succeed?
He succeeded, Pepe.
Hey, wow.
I punctured his thighs and all those things in the house. I didn't come to the house again.
Kelvin. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for sharing your perspective, and I think it brings another dimension to it. If you have grown up in a family where, you know, one of the parents is a single mother and then, you know, they got married, I think that will also influence your view on this. Thank you, Kelvin. Let's stay in Osu. Here's Wisdom. Hi, Wisdom. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kojo.
Thanks for calling, bro.
Well, thanks for the opportunity to also contribute to the program as well.
Sure.
For me, the only problem I have with this is the interference from probably either your wife's baby daddy or maybe the man's baby mama. Because if there's interference, there are some people who are immature, as the other callers have been talking about. And if the person is immature in mind, probably you a single, as in you've gotten married to a single woman. Let's take it to be a man getting married to a single mother.
Right.
Now, the woman has contact with the other man, and then today the man wants to see the child, and then another day to come and let's have discussions about this, about my child, and so on and so forth. When that happens, the other man will even get you become insecure about the whole relationship, because you don't even know what happens when your wife goes to visit or goes to see your as in your stepchild father.
Right.
So for me, that's the only problem I have. And then for me as well, growing up, my dad had me with my mom before he met my stepmom. And then even growing up, I didn't even know my mom. I thought my stepmom was even my real mom. So when the child also grows up and then acknowledges that, give the respect to either the stepfather or maybe the stepmother, I think that's all. There's no problem.
Right. Wow.
Right.
Oh, thank you very much for sharing those thoughts with us. Listen, let's take one more call. Emmanuel is at Lekma. Hi, Emmanuel.
Hi, good morning.
Living the Lejokuku life this morning. Charlie, talk to us.
Anyway, this topic, I think anyone tweeted it on Wednesday. I tried to call him, but I didn't say. So I'm happy you are bringing up this today.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, personally, I have a personal experience. My mom had me before meeting my stepdad. And what I went through, it was not pleasant. So I told myself that there's no way I'm going to get involved with somebody who has a child already, because I don't know how I'm going to relate to that child. For all intents and purposes, I may mean well for that child, but the interpretation, as to whether he thinks that, I am treating him well, is another thing.
Right.
So to avoid all that, I decided to just, stay. I've fallen in love with, one or two of such people who were well placed. That, I mean, could even help my cause in terms of survival in life and making it in life. You could see the picture very clear. But because of that, I said, no, I wouldn't want to put myself into this. But I went through a lot. And I even came to your place some time ago. I came to see you one time ago, maybe if you remember. when we're talking about child trafficking stuff, and all that. Yes. I needed some this thing from you, but maybe we'll talk about that later.
Absolutely, Emmanuel. Let's continue that conversation. Thank you so much for calling us. Thanks to Wisdom, Kelvin, Nana, Selom, Philip, all of you who called, including Kofi from Kumasi, Francis, Belinda, Stephen, Michael, Bright, and Kujo in New Achimota, who set us all off. Selom also called us from Jamestown. Good. Listen, thank you all for calling. We really appreciate it. You've made our show. Listen, we're going to take a few messages from our partners. When we come back, we're going to wrap up our thoughts here. Now, as this show has been going on, I've actually been going through my body count to figure out how many single mothers I've dated.
Okay.
It turns out I've actually been involved with 4 single mothers.
Oh, wow.
4. And I'll tell you how I feel about this topic.
Okay.
Based on my experience when we come back.
Hey, close up. Ever fresh air, ever fresh air. Ever fresh air, ever close up.
All new Close Up Everfresh. Wait, Charlie, what's new? It now has a triple fresh formula that cleans, protects, and cools. Thanks to a powerful combination of 1, a purifying gel, 2, an antibacterial mouthwash formula, 3, ice cool crystals that cleans, fights up to 99% bacteria, and intensely cools. Fresh breath keeps you protected and fresh long after brushing. Close Up Triple Fresh formula cleans, protects, and cools. Close Up Everfresh. Grab yours now.
This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine running a business with 24/7 dedicated internet as well as calls to both local and international corporate clients at very affordable prices. Whatever your objectives, Airtel Tigo Business can help you through services like FlexiNet mobile broadband, among others. Call us at 0577 555 000 or email us at business@airteltigo.com.gh. Airtel Tigo Business, your total business solutions provider.
Introducing the new Tecno Spark 10 series. Enjoy a long-lasting 5000 mAh battery capacity plus 18 watts charging pack in an ultra-sleek 6.7-inch Full HD screen with a storage galore of 256GB plus 8GB. You can save every memory and never lose any. 32 megapixels glowing selfie camera and 50 megapixels AI rear camera. Get your Tecno Spark 10 series. Visit the nearest Tecno accredited shop and join the glowing selfie gang.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Your office they shine. Oh.
Yes, so I tell you, say for proper and modern ceiling solutions, the answer be Interface Limited. Them get in stock acoustic ceilings where you go fit make your office fine like my own.
Or even better pass your own self.
We can better pass my own.
Shall I go Interface right now?
Interface Limited is the leading supplier and installer of finishing input materials for the building and construction industry in Ghana. Call us on 0274 999999 or visit our website at
www.interfacelimited.net. Facebook, Interface Limited GH. Instagram, interface.limited.
Bet365 is now officially available in Ghana. My G, if you love sports, there's no better way to get a piece of the action. Build your own personalized bet with Bet Builder and select from popular markets on the biggest sports. You fit make multiple selections within a single match. For example, in football, you can choose first goal scorer and both teams to score to create your bet. Charlie, visit the official site at bet365.com.gh. Over 18s only. Terms and conditions apply. Please gamble responsibly.
Let's go.
me or not, misunderstand me or not, me, I'm okay. I'm okay. And if you think I'm wrong or not,
Right, with Wobete on his thing, and there's a bit more of that when we wrap up the show, okay? But I just thought we'd take the opportunity to give our final thoughts on this one. 30 seconds.
You're not going to tell us your takeaways.
Oh, you want me to tell you that one?
Takeaway from dating.
Before we wrap up.
Yeah. Dating single mothers.
Whatever it is, for everything you have a choice to make. If you're comfortable with it, fine. For me, I think that the two of you must just agree, and that's the end of it. Anyway, what I said the last time is that, look, if you think you have a problem, people not accepting you, go and look for like posts, even though science will not approve it, but like posts would be good to go under the circumstance.
You can join like terms together, like BODMAS. Okay.
I'll end with what a friend sent to me. It says, marrying a single parent shouldn't be a big deal, but the challenges that come with the whole package. If one has the maturity and ability to deal with the nuances that come with the whole package, then it is okay. Know yourself and be honest with what you can manage.
Right.
I think I'll just agree with Mama V on that one and leave it there.
Okay. Well, I did some quick maths, and I discovered that I've actually dated 4, possibly 5 single mothers. First time, I was 19 years old. She was 27. Yeah, that didn't last. But I think my conclusion is that it doesn't matter. It absolutely does not matter. The person you're dating, if they are worth it, everything else just becomes details to sort out.
If they're worth it.
If the person is worth it, because someone's problem might not be that they're a single mother, it might be something else that you have to deal with. All of them require emotional intelligence and
thoughtfulness, kindness, compassion.
Exactly. Actually, for a couple of the people that I thought of, I was also a single father at the time. So it was never an issue. Never an issue. It just depends on who it is you are considering dating. So maybe don't make a blanket decision beforehand that I will never date a single mother or a single father. Just meet people and then see where it takes you.
All right. Okay. So the UPSA Law School, in collaboration with the SRC of the